Welcome back. In this lesson, we'll learn about variables in Python. Variables are nothing but it is used to store some data. So we'll see how to create a variable and then what are the different rules we'll be following to name a variable and then different ways how we can declare a variable. So first, let me create a variable and then show. I'm going to say a is equal to 100. So what happens here is a is the variable name and 100 is the value what a is going to hold. So it's nothing but the data. So 100 is the data. So we are using the equal to operator. So it's called as the assignment operator. We are just assigning the value 100 to the variable a. Now I'll come and print a. So I'm going to say print and then I'll give the variable name a. So you can see previously in the print statement, if you want to print anything, we have used double quotations or single quotations. But here, since we are going to print a variable, I'm not going to use the single quotations or double quotations. So I'm just going to say the variable name inside the print. I'll go and run. You can see the output is 100. So whatever value is stored inside that variable, that we will get it as the output. So in case if I'm going to give inside the double quotation, so what will happen? If I give it, now if I run, you can see the output is just a. So whatever we give inside the double quotation, the same thing will get printed. But since I want to print whatever value is stored inside the variable a, I will not give inside the double quotations or single quotation. So I'll just say the variable name a and then I will run it. Now let's see what are the rules we need to follow while naming a variable. So here are the 4 rules which we need to follow while we are going to name a variable. Here we have given the variable name as a. Like this we can give any name. So whenever you are going to give a name, you need to follow these 4 rules. So the first rule is variable name can contain alphanumeric and underscore character. So alphanumeric means you can have A to Z. So uppercase and lowercase you can use A to Z and then the underscore character can be used. So we cannot use any other special characters. We have different symbols like at, percentage, all these symbols are there. We cannot use anything. Only underscore character is allowed. So the second rule is variable name cannot start with a digit. So we can use alphanumeric, but we cannot start a variable name with a digit. That means we cannot have a name like 1 ABC cannot be a variable name, but ABC1 can be a variable name. The third rule is variable name must start with a letter or underscore. So that's what the second rule and the third rule are very similar. So it cannot start with a digit, but it can start with letters or underscore. So the fourth rule is keywords cannot be used as variable name. So first of all, we need to understand what are keywords. So keywords are nothing but these are some of the reserved words in Python which are used for other purposes in the programming. So you can see the keywords on the screen, right? So these are some of the different keywords which are there. Like we have true, false, class, for, while. Like these, there are many keywords which are used for different purpose in the programming. So we cannot use these keywords as variable name in Python. These are the 4 rules which needs to be followed while creating a variable. Now we'll see what will happen if you're not going to follow these rules. I'll go and create a variable name as 1ABC is equal to 30. So now I'll run. So you can see I'm getting an error as invalid decimal literal. We know that the variable name should not start with a digit. So that's why we are getting this error. So in case if I go and change to ABC1 is equal to 30. If I change it and then I'll run it, you can see the error has got removed. Okay, so we are getting this print statement only in the output. So if I go and print this ABC1 as well, so I'm getting the value of ABC1 in the output. Now we'll see how we can declare variables in different ways. The first one what we're going to see is how we can have multiple variable declarations in a single line. We'll be using the semicolon and we'll do this. So let's say I'm going to create 2 variables, x is equal to 50 and then I'll give a semicolon and I'm going to say y is equal to 90. So here you can see two variables I have declared. So x is equal to 50 and y is equal to 90. So this is separated by a semicolon. We can even do 3 variables or 4 variables we can declare. So that's nothing but multiple statements we can declare in a single line using semicolon as a separator. Now I'll come and print the variable y. I'll run. So I'm getting the output as 90. So this is one way how we can have multiple statements in a single line. So the next one is, we'll see how we can declare multiple variables in a single line. Let's take 3 variables d, e, f. I'm going to say d, e, f is equal to, and then I'm going to say the respective values what I'm going to assign to these variables. 60, 70, 80. So that means the value 60 will be assigned to the first variable d, and then 70 will be assigned to the second variable e, and then 80 will be assigned to the third variable f. So this is one way how we can assign multiple variables in a single line. Now I'll print the variable e. So I'm getting the value as 70. This is one method how we can declare multiple variables in a single line. Next, let's see how we can assign the same value to multiple variables. Let me take p is equal to q is equal to 200. What I'm doing over here is p and q are going to hold the same value 200. So instead of saying p is equal to 200 and q is equal to 200, just using a single line p is equal to q is equal to 200, I am assigning the same value to both the variables. You can even do the same thing for 2 or 3 variables as well. I'll print the value q. So the output, you can see I'm getting it as 200. Now let's see what will happen when we are going to assign the same variable multiple times. Let's take the variable u is equal to 50 and I will print the value of u first. So when I execute, I'm getting the value of u over here. So that is 50. Now the value 50 is actually stored in the variable u. If I come again and then I'm going to say u is equal to 25, and then after that, if I try to print the variable u, when I run, I'm getting the answer as 25. So first it was 50, now it is 25. So what will happen is, initially when we are going to create a variable, a memory space is located. So first we said 50, so the value 50 was stored inside that variable. Now we have said u is equal to 25. So that 50 is removed, and instead of that 50, the value 25 is stored in the variable. So whatever you are going to assign the latest, that value will be stored in the variable. So this is about variables in Python.